Imagine this, before we got Halo Forward Unto Dawn, and the now canceled Halo TV series, we almost got a Halo movie from Neill Blomkamp that would have had Master Chief killing the alien covenant alongside Denzel Washington and Orlando Bloom in a gritty documentary-style feature film, until it was killed. Welcome back to Wishlist Cinema, and it's time to dive into Halo. In this video, we're exploring the unmade Halo movie from the mid-2000s. We'll start with the story that was planned and the inspirations that shaped, including AI recreations that show us what this Halo film would have looked like if it was made. Then we'll look at how Peter Jackson, yes, that Peter Jackson from Lord of the Rings and District 9's Neill Blomkamp got involved, and why the studio was so hesitant. We'll dig into the rumored cast and the iconic characters they might have played, including Denzel Washington as Sergeant Johnson. After that, we'll break down Blomkamp's vision for the film, including the Halo Landfall shorts that tested his style. Then, of course, we'll unravel why the film collapsed, despite all the talent involved. And finally, we'll settle 5 of the biggest debates with a quick fact versus fiction round, separating what's true from what's rumored. Stick around, because just a story of a canceled video game movie, it's a glimpse at how close we came to one of the greatest sci-fi films never made. The Halo movie was meant to adapt Halo Combat Evolved, the first game in the legendary franchise. The script followed the UNSC ship Pillar of Autumn as it stumbled upon the mysterious Halo ring, setting the stage for humanity's desperate fight against the alien covenant. But this wasn't a glossy video game adaptation. Reports from early drafts say that the tone was closer to Aliens meets Saving Private Ryan. Master Chief wasn't just a super soldier, he was a mythic figure seen through the eyes of Marines and his AI companion, Cortana. The story would build from massive ground battles to horror-driven encounters with the Flood to a climactic finale where Chief and Cortana had to destroy Halo before the Covenant unleashed its true power. The inspirations were clear: military sci-fi like Aliens, the grit of Black Hawk Down, and the haunting scale of the original Halo games. For Blomkamp, it was less about heroics and more about survival in a war that felt overwhelming and endless. So how did this project even start? In 2005, Microsoft wanted a Halo film to launch alongside Halo 3. To Lore Studios, they sent armored couriers to drop off the script at Hollywood offices. Their demands: a $10 million fee up front and 15% of the box office gross. Universal and Fox eventually agreed, but only after Peter Jackson came on as producer. Jackson, fresh off Lord of the Rings and King Kong, wanted to give the reins to fresh talent. He handpicked a then unknown director, Neill Blomkamp. At the time, Blomkamp was best known for experimental short films and VFX work. A fellow New Zealand native, Jackson was aware of Blomkamp's talent and gave him his first shot at directing a feature film. It's kind of crazy to have your first feature film have a budget of over $130 million. But Hollywood loves to take chances, sometimes. The pairing was bold, a mega producer and a gritty newcomer, and it instantly set the project apart. But while Jackson believed in Blomkamp, the studios weren't convinced. For Blomkamp's Halo movie, casting never reached the finish line, but the rumors have lived on for years. Master Chief was never going to be a celebrity role. Blomkamp insisted on keeping the helmet on, using a stunt performer instead of a big-name actor. Unlike the Halo TV series, he considered it sacred that Master Chief never be without the helmet. Sergeant Johnson was rumored for Denzel Washington, though this was never confirmed. Marine roles reportedly had names like Orlando Bloom floated by the studio, but Blomkamp resisted. Cortana was planned to be voiced in the same style similar to Jen Taylor from the games. Most of these rumors came from studio Wishlist, while Blomkamp himself preferred unknown actors to keep the world believable. Even after the Halo film collapsed, Neill Blomkamp wasn't finished with Halo and was asked to return to direct commercials. In 2007, Microsoft was gearing up to launch Halo 3, and they needed something big to hype up the game. They turned back to Blomkamp and asked him to direct a set of live-action shorts. The result was Halo Landfall. These weren't just commercials, they were a glimpse into the movie that might have been. Shot with handheld cameras, gritty production design, and practical Spartan armor built by Weta Workshop, Landfall looked exactly like Blomkamp's darker, more realistic take on the Halo universe. We saw ODSTs dropping into battle, elites rendering with a terrifying physical presence, and Spartans moving like armored tanks. Everything felt raw, dangerous, and grounded. For Blomkamp, Landfall was a proof of concept, a way to show the world, and maybe even the studios, what Halo could have looked like through his lens. For fans, it was the closest thing to a Halo movie they'd ever get. And for Blomkamp himself, it became a stepping stone. The exact style he tested in Landfall would explode just 2 years later in District 9. So what went wrong with Neill Blomkamp's Halo? The simple answer: money and control. Microsoft's financial demands scared the studios. The budget ballooned to $135 to $150 million, with projections climbing even higher. There's rumor that it was even close to $200 million. Then there were creative clashes. The studios wanted stars. Blomkamp wanted unknowns. The straw that broke the camel's back seemed to be the tone. It was too gritty and experimental for executives looking for a family-friendly franchise. By October 2006, Universal and Fox pulled the plug. Microsoft refused to renegotiate, and Jackson backed Blomkamp. But without a studio funding it, the project was dead. Now, before you go, let's clear up some of the biggest myths about the Halo movie. Was Master Chief going to remove his helmet? Blomkamp confirmed he never wanted that. Chief would stay faceless and be a faithful version of the video game character. Was the film canceled as a stunt to promote Halo 3? The collapse was financial, not marketing. Microsoft genuinely wanted a film. Did Blomkamp get fired from the project? Nope. Jackson stood by him the whole way, and it was the studios that walked away. Did the project's cancellation directly lead to District 9? Blomkamp has said himself without Halo collapsing, District 9 wouldn't exist, and that project definitely put him on the map. Is it true that Peter Jackson's financial deal was one of the reasons the project collapsed? That one is kind of true. Jackson retained control over the project and was aligned with Microsoft, which meant the studios had less power. So that's the story of Neill Blomkamp's Halo, a movie that could have been a masterpiece of sci-fi war, but ended up fueling one of the greatest what-ifs in gaming and movie history. Would you have wanted to see this version hit theaters? Or do you think it was destined to fail? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next dive into the movies that almost were.